All right, on that note, we bring you an exclusive over here as Pakistan's inter-services intelligence is reportedly playing a central role in shaping the pre-election political landscape in Bangladesh. These are inputs brought to us by Manoj Gupta, Security Affairs Editor, as intelligence officials and analysts have told CNN News 18 in this mega exclusive. According to these assessments, ISI activity in Bangladesh just ahead of the upcoming polls is considered more dangerous than the previous unrest that Bangladesh, remember, had witnessed in August of 2024 when the ouster of Sheikh Hasina had happened. This is aimed not just at exploiting local grievances but at amplifying violence and also the anti-India rhetoric. Let's quickly try and get in some perspective, and for that I'm joined in by CNN News 18's Anand Narasimhan, joining me live from the newsroom. Anand, if you can take us through how the presence of ISI is going to prove to be extremely dangerous this time around when we are looking at a fresh crisis in Bangladesh.
Well, good afternoon, Akanksha, and good afternoon to our viewers. The thing is that ever since the Pakistanis and the Pakistan ISI has imprinted themselves around the Yunus establishment, there has been huge speculation that there will not be a return to democracy anytime soon. And this is now going to become a hotbed for radicals. It is not long ago, just about a month ago, that we saw the top ISI officials present in with Mohammed Yunus. He also presented that entire distorted and disfigured representation of Bharat's map, where he tries to push this entire Northeast ideology or Northeast narrative. But more importantly, they officially announced that the ISI will have its offices within Yunus's office or within where the interim advisor operates. Now, that itself showcased the fact that there has been some serious increase of Pakistani influence or the ISI influence, and they're aligning with the next generation Razakars. Now, Razakars are those who sided with Pakistan, who were against liberation and who were trained by the Pakistani army to resist any kind of freedom struggle back in the 70s, and they resisted the liberation. Now what we are seeing, the people who are out on the streets, the people who are mobilizing this radical mob are second generation, third generation Razakars. They belong to the same families, and that is why the army also stands compromised, because nearly 40 to 45% of the army is now led by certain generals, and there is a thought process that leans towards the Razakar mindset. And that's why we have a problem, and the ISI is trying to consolidate itself in these scenarios. A return to democracy, elections means that whichever is the chosen leader of the people may not want the influence of the ISI and may oust the ISI. Under Mohammed Yunus, radical outfits like the Hizb ut-Tahrir, Ansarul Bangla and Jamiat are seeing huge amount of traction on ground, and the ISI is wanting to fuel them, because ISI is now going to use a two-way strategy to try and pressure India and to infiltrate into Bharat. So even turmoil and keep it burning helps the ISI and helps the intent there. The other part is any anti-India narrative is seen as anti-Hasina. Any anti-Sheikh Hasina, anti-Awami League narrative is seen as anti-India. So they're using that too to their advantage.
Anand, we are also speaking at a time or seeing this kind of chaos and utter anarchy in Bangladesh in a week that marks their Victory Day. Last year itself, Yunus did away with the Victory Day parade. There's a conscious effort, not just by the Yunus regime, but also members of the BNP, the army, which are now undoing everything that India had done to defend East Pakistan from the clutches of West Pakistan then. And in fact, it is India that even celebrates their Victory Day as part of their own celebrations, one that also marked the defeat of Pakistan in 1971.
Well, this is the extent of revisionism that is going on, and let's not just say defend, it is also liberate. It was because East Pakistan won the elections. The mandate was with Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, which was denied by the Punjabi Muslims of Punjab province of Pakistan. They could not stomach the fact that they had lost the mandate to the East Pakistan rulers, and that they will have to then kowtow to them. And that's when this entire this was unleashed under Liaquat Ali and beyond, the other leaders, because they just could not stomach the fact that that East Pakistan was the one that was driving the mandate. And then Mukti Bahini comes into play. Then Bharat gets involved, and Bharat got involved when there was a mass exodus of more than 10 million Bangladeshi into Bharat. When those numbers came and when the borders were teeming with people fleeing, and these were largely Dalits, these were Hindus, but they were Dalits, and they were also Muslims who were running away because their lands were being uprooted, and they were against this entire radical thought process, and they were protesting the imposition of the army and the West Pakistan regime onto East Pakistan. So there are so many freedom fighters who are Muslim, but they were Bengali. They wanted to protect their culture, and they identified and they rejected this entire West Pakistan narrative. So they want to erase all of this, and that's the reason why 16th December is not being celebrated. The moment a Yunus does something like that, someone who's supposed to stand up for Bangladesh, well, he's given up his Bangladeshi citizenship. He holds a French and a US passport. And he's a French and a US national now. The other part is Dr. Yunus has now kowtowed to the Razakars. He is openly saying and openly standing out there and saying, I endorse the Razakars. When he picks out a radical outlier like Osman Hadi and claims him to be a true fighter, then we know what is happening, and he keeps mum when a Dipu Chandra Das is lynched and burnt alive, actually roasted on a tree 80 kilometers from Dhaka. Then we know which way this interim government under Muhammad Yunus is moving and who's controlling them.
Stay with me, Anand. We are getting in more breaking inputs. This is first on CNN News 18. Your